Hi people, what's good? Welcome to Katak Town. Today we're gonna be talking about the benefits of having trams as your form of public transportation. As you know, Katak Town uses trams as one of the main public transportation, and because I'm building sort of like a Malaysian city, I've had complaints from commenters saying, "Yo, Malaysia doesn't have trams. Yeah, Malaysia don't have trams, bro. This is a game. If you want to see it." If you want to see actual Malaysia, just get out of the house, okay? Don't. This is a game, and I shape my city the way I want it to be. Is a fantasy city, okay? I like trams, so I'm gonna put trams in my city. It is what it is. The game is a game. Take it or leave it. And the reason why I love trams is I lived in Nottingham, the UK, for a few years, and it had trams. Even though when I go out the house, I gotta take a bus to town. But once you get to town, there's a bunch of trams just converging, and it's beautiful. I just like watching trams. I like taking videos of trams, taking pictures of trams. I also went to Ghent on holiday. At the time, my wife suggested to me to go to Ghent. So we went there. I didn't know much about Ghent, and once I went there, I fell in love with the place. And it was after the end of the holiday that we realized that Ghent is actually one of the best places for pedestrians. And yeah, it was. Like, the whole city is kind of like pedestrian only and trams only. Maybe buses as well. So it was beautiful, beautiful city. I enjoyed it very much. It was easy to go around. You can just get out the Airbnb, take like a 1 or 2 mile walk. You get to the city, no problem. It's all for pedestrians. You can even take a tram to anywhere. We took trams to train stations, yada yada yada. It was so easy, and I enjoyed it very much. I also went to Istanbul, Turkey, which had a tram system, and even though the trams were packed and you can smell the guy next to you and shit, but the best thing about Istanbul trams is you can access all of the tourist spots right from the tram. You go out the tram and there you are at a tourist spot. I found that to be nice because you can even watch the tourist spots from inside the tram. I thought that was, from a street level, right? And in Malaysia, we don't currently have trams, but as far as I know, there used to be a tram system in Penang, but I don't know what happened. They removed it. I don't know why Malaysia doesn't like trams. We have more futuristic modes of transport like monorails and MRTs and stuff. I don't know. I just prefer trams, to be honest. It's easier. And I'm going to list out the reasons, by the way, the benefits of trams. Okay, let's start now. Number 1, they don't block the view. Okay, if you go to any big city with like monorail systems, MRT systems, and you're like walking street level, you're gonna be pissed off, especially if you like looking at smaller architecture, because these flyovers be blocking shit, right? Yeah, especially in Kuala Lumpur where we have monorail, and the flyover just blocks the view. So you can't see these beautiful buildings. And trams are street level. Okay, they share the road with cars in the city, so they won't block the view. They will block the view as much as a car will block the view. So no problem, right? That's why, again, it was beautiful, because it just trams and buildings, so you can appreciate everything around you on street level, right? Number 2, it's easy to go in and out. They have big doors. It's easy. You can go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. This might be a weaknesses as well, because knowing Malaysians, right? If you had trams, how are you gonna keep track of who's paying and who's not? But it is also a benefit. It makes public transportation easier. Number 3 is frequency. Trams don't need schedule. You can just run non-stop, right? It's just infinity, right? So you can just, as a pedestrian, you just, you miss the tram, it's gonna be another one in 5 minutes, no problem, right? You don't gotta stress out about schedules and shit. Number 4 is long. It's longer than a bus, because it's practically light rail, so it can fit more people than a bus. A bus is either a double-decker bus, or some countries have those 2 buses, right? Like a Caterpillar bus, right? Number 5, it's low, meaning like a bus is kind of high. For a bus to accept a wheelchair passenger, it would have to go down a lot using the hydraulic system. A tram is a bit lower, okay? So it doesn't take much to accept someone on a wheelchair. Maybe he just needs a ramp or like a station that is slightly elevated, so it's the same level as a tram. Okay. Number 6, close proximity to buildings, shops, places of work. Okay, it's practically you go down, you're facing a shop already, right? It's nice, right? It's good for business. I know it's good for business. It's easier for people to go up and down public transportation and go to the shops, go to the places of work. You don't need to go up to a station, take like you don't need to take escalators to a station, yada yada yada. I think it's good for the economy. It can liven up a city. Number 7, smooth. Okay, if you ride a bus, it's not smooth. Your body's gonna hurt. The bus is like, moving left, right. It's just not steady, right? Tram's movement is smooth. It feels good, right? Number 8, cheaper. I'm talking about building it. Developing a tram system might be might be cheaper than a proper heavy rail, subways, definitely MRT, LRT, monorails. It seems like it doesn't need as much of an infrastructure. It should be cheaper. People might make a big deal out of it in the beginning, but once they see the benefits, they're gonna love it. Number 9 is last mile connectivity. Let's say your city has like a heavy rail system or an MRT system. How do you get to your home? In Malaysia, most people actually drive to an MRT station or they take the bus. They don't take the bus actually because the bus is not dependable. So a tram system could be easier because trams can go in and out of places, no problem, right? Okay, number 10. It looks good. There's something romantic about the tram aesthetic. I like trams because I like looking at them. I go to a city, I see tram. I could just look at trams all day. Okay, and imagine, just picture an anime or just think about Istanbul, all those nice pictures of those old school trams. It just has an aesthetic that is better than a monorail, MRT. I mean, when we were young, we went crazy over monorails because it looked futuristic. But now that this day is upon us, it's not that aesthetically pleasing. You get older, you kind of like trams more. It's a bit more romantic. It looks more magical, okay? 11 is sightseeing, like the trams in Istanbul. You can look at street level touristic places from the trams. The trams can take you at exactly the tourist places, right? Without you needing to walk from a station or whatever it takes you. It can take you right there at those tourist places, and that's good for your city. That's good for the economy of your city, right? If tourism is something you like having in your city. Number 12 is environmentally friendly. Trams use electricity, so it doesn't contribute to pollution as much, and also it's efficient in the sense that it's practically like a train. It's not using tires and it doesn't have to go through asphalt. It uses tracks, so it's more efficient, doesn't use as much energy as a bus. Okay. And number 13, this is a long one, I apologize. This is a long one, I know. Number 13, it can cover a city, but it can also cover long range. It can cover the suburban areas, right? It can go in and out of cities because it can share with cars the same road, but it can have its own track and go long distance and go faster. So it can go from urban to suburban, no problem, right? There's a transition there. You don't need to, switch between services. You can just take a tram from the city straight outside to suburban areas. That's the thing about trams. Like when I went to the Nottingham city centre, I'll see trams that can go really far, can take you really far. Okay? Yeah. So there you go. Benefits of a tram, and pretty much why I love trams. Although to be honest, it's mostly because of the look, because of the aesthetic. That's why I put it in Katak Town. And I mean, there are weaknesses. but there are weaknesses to all kinds of public transport. But there's a reason why I like trams and why I put them in Katak Town. So tell me what you feel. Okay, do you like trams? You hate trams? Do you like seeing trams in Katak Town? Do you like seeing trams in city skylines? Do you like seeing them in real life? I don't know. Or maybe you prefer some other forms of public transport. I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you have anything to say, do comment. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.